So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down. It's a Monday, and it's a beautiful day here in northern Bavaria. And it has been, well, the last time I did the Guardian Grid, the last two Guardian Grid solves, we're done with Musty here with me, right? You know, so one of the greatest of our community members, right? He actually came to visit, had a lovely time. We went to Pilsen. We just kind of went and did whatever, and it was just an awful lot of fun, but mostly it was just fantastic sitting here and doing the grid with him, and him constantly asking me, okay, that's fine. I'm glad that you're pretty good at spotting patterns there, Christopher, but show your work. How did you get that done? And I mean, it was a great primer. It was a great lesson overall. Really taught me some really great ways of looking into the grid and seeing it and trying to explain it. And I learned more than anything. There's just a lot of vocabulary I didn't know. 1/8, for example, I had no idea that meant to be drunk. There's just so much I'd have to know as far as these expressions are concerned. So you need to find a book of British expressions so that I can, get a bit better with that. But today, just having a Mateus, found this at the store on the way home. It's just a dry Portuguese rosé, and I thought it would be fabulous with some ice and some sparkling water, so hence I thought I would have myself a rose wine charla, and it is delightfully. It's like it's a kind of drink that just welcomes fall. It's airy, it's breezy, it's delightful on the nose and on the palate, and what a nice way to just kind of wind down, ease my way into that martini I'll be having in a bit after my evening shower when these are up on the internet and I can go relax and watch a TV show. Yes, very refreshing. So the dictionary.com word of the day is gadzookery, and I don't think I had ever been exposed to this word before in my life. If I had to have just blown it off as gobbledygook. I mean, I just wouldn't have thought anything of it. Maybe someone's just making up a word here, but apparently it is the use or overuse of period-specific expressions, right? Arcane expressions. And I was talking to the group that watches the New York Times side of the house here, and just saying that, used to have this very same thing. People in my generation, Generation X, would kind of make fun of the old hippies talking about things being, hey, far out, man, or that's neato. Or my grandmother referring to my grandfather as a hepcat once in his youth. And we were saying all the cool stuff, well, that's grody, man, or hey, rad, or that's sick, or something like those things, that kind of, that's really bad, meaning great. And now those are basically, that's just gadzookery coming from me if I let that slip out of my mouth. So it is what it is. But hated to see Musty go. It was so much fun getting to learn from him straight up, and so yeah, hopefully it did some good, and I don't get the tisk from London to northern Bavaria here. Let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we've got here. So it looks like we've got the Cryptic Crossword 29782. So we're nearing that 800 mark. Well, that'll be nice. We should be there in a couple weeks, really. You get right down to it. So we are set by Vulcan today, and it's a Monday, so my fingers are crossed we won't be here 30 minutes. Let's see what goes on. Paris agencies, misfortunes concealed to some extent. Paris agencies, misfortunes concealed to some extent. I feel like Musty would tell me to be looking in misfortunes concealed. But perhaps if I get something to go there, it'll give me a hint. So, went for drive in Old Bangor. Perhaps. Okay. Book showing a major departure from scripture. Sorry. My allergies it seems like they're in the throes of the summer season here that's slowly leaking away and becoming fall. Okay, let that simmer. What Orsman did. Huh. Okay. Strangely erotic, Sue's polite gestures. Strangely erotic, Sue's polite gestures. So maybe Sue's polite. Let's see. So I've got 10. So if I've got to anagram erotic Sue. Maybe courtesies. Try that. It seems to work. So Paris agency's misfortunes concealed to some extent. Okay, so if I look at misfortunes concealed, I have a C down here. So if that's a CO, then UNES. Oh, UNESCO. Okay, let's see what that does of it. What Orsman did. Went for drive an old banger, perhaps. Maybe a used car. Okay, so a double definition, perhaps. Went for drive. Used car, and an old banger would be a used car. So, okay. All right, feeling pretty good now. Getting a bit better. Thanks to Musty. Appreciate that. So book showing a major departure from scripture. I guess we're talking about Exodus, and that is clever. I get it. Exodus. Yeah. I'm not quite sure I understand the scripture part, but book showing a major departure seems to work. Oh, where what Orsman did erode. He rode horseman, but no H, so we got that Henry Higgins thing going on, so erode. I like it. That's clever. That's cute. I like that one very much. While eating, lean out to have a conversation. And so we got 433, so I'm thinking just chew the fat. And that seems to make sense. While eating, chew, lean out. I don't know. I feel like that could have something to do with it as well. And have a conversation is to chew the fat. So I feel like that's pretty... I think I've shown my work on that one. Great set with flower arrangement to keep memory alive. And we've got 4, 2, and 6. This E here tells me along with keep memory alive, so lest we forget. And so get set with flower arrangement. I probably not going to be able to show my work on that one, but it looked like lest we forget, so let's just hope that it is. Last of 4 winners in competitions. So looks like we have races here. And so last of 4 winners in competitions. So do we have aces, and then the competition would be the races. A pedantic lunatic ran the ship. Now time to open a gift. So 2 and 7, I'm gonna put in at present, and it feels like that is kind of a double definition. Now at present, and to open a gift. Now time. So T for time, and then open a present. I'm not sure about the A. Okay, OT figure has a very unsuitable garment on part of leg, and I guess that's Old Testament figure is the OT. And it's 7 letters. I just want to put in Abraham, but if I think about that, a very unsuitable garment on part of leg. So we could have a bra on his hamstring. I mean, I've seen weirder. Why not? Let's just do it. Horse raced round circle. I don't know. A pedantic lunatic ran the ship. So a pedantic lunatic ran the ship. And so ran the ship could be captained. And yeah, funny story on that. I actually had a soldier in my command at the company level who sent me an email a few years after the deployment and said, hey sir, I was going to see if you could marry me and my girlfriend because you were a captain and all. I was just like, well, you know, wrong kind of captain. I was an army captain. I didn't have anything to do with being a captain of a boat. That would have been a higher rank because I was a middle rank. And yeah, captained. So yeah, I had to give you the bad news on that. But a pedantic lunatic. I don't know. I probably educator. I don't know. But hey, a captain ran the ship, and if you're running the ship, then you're captaining the ship. So I mean, it makes sense to me. And so horse raced round circle. And so I'm thinking a roan, as in maybe the color. And so horse raced round circle. So ran, R-A-N, and then here's the circle is the O, which can also mean love, apparently. You know, it's not going to just be easy. A lot of gray area in here. Like Thatcher attacks accessories. Accessories. I mean, I'm seeing handbags. Let's check that B. Airline first from Tokyo that flies by night. Airline. First from Tokyo that flies by night. I'm assuming we're talking about a bat. That one's a little beyond me. Consider partner about to improve. I mean, I'm seeing meditate in here. Yeah, you know, I don't want to just put in what I think I see, even though most of the time it seems to be right. But consider consider partner about to improve. This is maybe to mediate, and then the T might have something to do with, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. That's a perfectly good answer for most things, but probably not here. So, a robust demonstration designed to assure peace. Cheat is to withdraw a hasty note or hasty joke. So 4143. Cheat is to withdraw a hasty joke. See, I think we got that A and that T there. Just 4143. I don't know what I'd do without the word counts, because I think this might be pull a fast one. And I guess I can see cheat. Pull one, it's like a card up your sleeve, perhaps, but a hasty joke is kind of defined there as in pull a fast one. I don't know. Sensational news stories that may need clearing up. Great number boarding to jam-pack a succession of craft. A court deed. A court deed, probably I'm thinking like an act. Now, if you had to put me on the spot, a court... and then a deed is an act. I mean, I don't know. Vulcan, you're a clever one, I can tell you that. So sensational news stories that may need clearing up. I'm not quite sure I'm seeing what that could be just yet. Great number boarding to jam-pack a succession of craft. So a succession of craft could be a flotilla. And with that said, great number. Jam-packed. I don't know. Okay. Only partly interested. We hear lunch not being offered with this. Don't know. Let's see. So criticized heavily about opening piece of news being biased. So biased, slanted, perhaps, and criticized heavily. It just feels like slanted just works there. So that makes this feel like it could be splashes. Sounds like a PR nightmare, actually. And only partly interested, we hear lunch not being offered with this. Concerned with heartless neighbor. Well, if you're neighboring, you could abut that property, but also it could be concerned. So about a butt, maybe he's a real butt. I don't know. So looks like only partly interested. Lunch not being offered with this. So maybe half board. So maybe maybe you're just getting the room, but not the board. So therefore the lunch is not included. But it also only partly interested. So half board is in, it's in a homophone really, and, or a homonym, and, board. Well, homophone too, so yeah. Okay. I'm doing my best to show my work. I'm doing my best to figure out exactly how to apply what I learned from Musty. Really, it was invaluable. Railway veto at first disappoints militia. So railway, train, something at first disappoints militia. A British friend, question mark, okay. Green cloth left, badly done. And robust demonstration designed to assure peace. 10 letters. Interesting. So, apparently good service in court for such a divorce. Buried in mausoleum, I lie, undisturbed in this setting. So I think we've got the same thing that we had going on with one down. And if I put together the M-I-L-I-E-U, I could have a me-you. I-E-U. Trying to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. I don't want to screw that up. Tree, please don't die. Oh, live. That's clever. Okay, I like that. Olive. Oh, live. All right. Okay. Object to being given another errand. A British friend. Oh, I think we're talking about me, an Anglophile. And I am. I am an artist, and therefore I surround myself with symbols, and symbolism all over the place. Some of it I've done myself, some things I just buy. But I think I've got as many Union Jacks around here as I have of anything. So, yeah, I belong there. So, object to being given another errand, and I think this is resent, which is be to resend, having been resent on another errand. I like that. Okay. So, apparently good service in court for such a divorce. So, for a divorce, 2 and 5, it could have a no fault. And apparently good service would be no fault. So, okay, I think I got that one in there. Railway veto at first disappoints militia. I mean, I wouldn't know what to even do with this. I wouldn't say a train yard. I don't know. Maybe disappointing. Maybe train the band. Maybe. I mean, I'm grasping at straws on that one. I'm the first to admit it. Given or green cloth left, badly done. Badly done. Loading? Again, best guess I can come up with. Robust demonstration designed to assure peace. Okay. So maybe soundproof. Okay. Now, soundproof. Assure peace. Make sure it's soundproof. Designed to, so a robust demonstration. I mean, I guess it could be a double definition. I mean, I'm not quite sure I'm tracking all of that. But, I mean, I did the best I could for what I had to work with, which is not much. Considering I wasn't raised with this specific language. So, how do we do, Bob? Oh, oddly enough, I don't see any holes in here. I think we actually did okay. Which I'm going to leave at that. I'm not going to tempt fate. So, Vulcan, beautiful job setting this one. It was incredible. This is harder than most Mondays that I come across in here. So, I'd say, yeah, all right. You know, and really, you came so close to having me on this one. I mean, you really did in a lot of ways. So let's bring down our Banier Dadu as I'm getting my hiccups for the evening now. I just want to say thank you for all the likes and the comments and the subscribes. Appreciate that. Those are very much free to get into, right? You know, and I wanted to let everyone know that I had a very long conversation with Brendan, the Cryptic setter. We had a video call on Saturday evening here, and it was morning for him in the Pacific Northwest. You know, Brendan, his name is very well known in the Guardian Cryptic and others. Got to know him really well over that time. I can honestly say this is someone that I can be friends with for life. I mean, just a wonderful individual. So we are making arrangements to do a higher quality video call that I can record, and we will be doing an interview soon. And that will become part of an ongoing series, you know, as they come in, of just getting to know the setters, right? You know, deconstructing the constructors and resetting the setters, or something along those lines. We'll come up with something clever. If you have an idea what to call that that series, let me know. Be glad to give you all the cred you want for it. But really, what a tremendous individual. He's been around for many, many years, has seen so much, lived all over the world. He's a writer. He's got a Substack column. I mean, he's a fascinating individual and extremely erudite. Went to Cambridge. As a matter of fact, the very first cryptic he ever set is actually in a book that I need to order so that I can see that. And it was covering down on a debate between William F. Buckley and another back in 1965 at Cambridge when Brendan was going to school there. So really a cool guy, and I hope we'll get a chance to get that up and soon for you all to enjoy. And hopefully Vulcan will come forward, and Pascale and all the rest, you know, maybe the Yank will come and talk with the Yank. That would be fun as well. I would love to meet the setters one by one as I'm taking this journey learning how to solve these cryptics. And so with that, if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you did. Thank you. If you could just hit the like button for me, that would also be very nice for the algorithm. And until we see you tomorrow for the Guardian Cryptic, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. You know, be nice to strangers. Remember, the thicker the foreign accent, the more courageous the soul you're talking with. So we will see you on the morrow. Until then, be happy, be well, be safe. Cheers.